Today we are going to present the lecture on the same history and philosophy of cultural studies. Lecturers are Kasina Kamira, Muzamir Vajanat, and Tilkan Vaitan. Here we have a plan of our lecture. One of the most important themes of our lecture is the social aspects of the philosophy of culture.
And what is the culture itself? It is the characteristics and knowledge of a particular group of people, language, religion, social habits, music, and arts. The subject of study and reflection within a range of academic disciplines. The main science of culture is the cultural studies. It is a set of studies of culture.
Culture studies is the science of culture, a discipline that integrates the problems and categories of sociology, philosophy, psychology, history, and anthropology. In the 20th century, culture studies have become an independent science which is outside the framework of philosophy but remains connected with it through the philosophy of culture. Speaking of the formation and development of ideas about culture, in the Middle Ages the place of man and his culture was taken by God the Creator.
The Renaissance opens a new stage in the comprehension of culture. It divided into three aspects, and the main conclusion of this century it is the incompatibility of the private person.
The study of subject features of culture studies in Kazakhstan began in the 1990s in the textbooks and manuals of the scientists. The textbook Introduction to Culture Studies, published by Dursun Gabitov, filled the gap in this field and became useful to the general public as a methodological guide.
Among these works in particular are Introduction to Cultural Studies, Philosophy, Culture and Civilization, Typology of Kazakh Culture.
Gabitov also made a great contribution to the translation business. He also held the positions of the chairman of the section of philosophy of the Kazakh National Encyclopedia. So the concept of the culture of the Russian symbolism was developed by Aninsky, Belly, Bloch, Ivanov, and others.
The formation of culture studies as a special sphere of the humanitarian knowledge took place in a close connection with the development of philosophy of culture. Philosophy plays a methodological role in relation to cultural studies. The concept of culture was formed as a psychoanalytic concept of culture, structuralism, and postmodernism.
Problems of culture studies asks these questions. How is the transition from a natural pre-cultural state to a cultural civilizational one?
The main objectives of the discipline culture studies are disclosure of the foundations of the theory of culture, orientation of students to creative assimilation of the cultural value, determination of the methods of the cultural studies, establishing links with the non-scientific system of cultural knowledge, the social aspects of the philosophy of culture. The history of the interaction between society and culture has of course not only quantitative but also the qualitative aspects. There are several phases in social aspect of the philosophy of culture, like primitiveness, in which sociocultural reality is only being formed. We have the formation of the virtuous societies already in medieval and then Renaissance cities, a new type of the relations between culture and society.
The focus of the course program on the formation of value consciousness of students requires a special vision of various cultures and historical eras.
Kazakh thinkers formulated the most complex, existential, and sometimes unanswered questions at a fairly high philosophical level. It should be noted that Kazakh philosophy acquires its specific national character not in the answers, but in the very formulation of questions, in the selection of these questions.
After gaining independence, a new system of the values began to form in Kazakhstan, and public consciousness evolved from the values of the socialism to the value orientation of the market and democracy.
The Kazakh spiritual heritage and philosophical thought they contribute to the fact that the Kazakh people took place as an integral phenomenon in world history. It should be emphasized, in Kazakh society, the value and moral aspects of life have a great importance in comparison with other realities of society.
The foundations of the national idea among Greek are laid in the history of Kazakh philosophy. Kazakh phenomenon reveals itself in the pristine nature at high spirit, scale, and depth. Professor Solovyeva writes in her book that Kazakh thought is musical. It's like a Kazakh song, free, like a white step. That's why the competition is so exciting. Philosophical creativity.
In order to develop a well-rounded understanding of the culture or civilization, we should have some knowledge about the history and philosophy of culture studies.
So that's all for today, dear listeners. We hope that it was an informative lesson to you. Thank you for your attention. Dear students, if you liked our video, please subscribe to our channel and click the ring button. Thank you for your attention.